Hey, good evening. My name is Chimnuka. Welcome to my cooking class. Tonight, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make rice and beans or beans and rice, depending on where you come from or depending on how much of each of those is the ratios that they are. There are more beans or more rice, whatever the case is. Now, you are wondering, why am I showing you how to make rice and beans, which is a very simple dish? Well, but this time, there's a nuance of how I'm going to show you how to make rice and beans. It's because most people, when they eat beans rather, they get gas. They get bloated. Now, to avoid that, to get rid of that, this is what you do. But before I tell you what you do, let me tell you my ingredients first. You will need a tablespoon of oil, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic. You need a vegetable sauce or a beef style or a chicken style seasoning. I like this vegetable oil, which avoid the crush. You need a teaspoon of sea salt, and you need obviously 2 cups of steamed rice or the steamed brown rice. Brown rice is very good for you. And you also need the beans. Now, this is how now you prepare the beans. The other parts are normally the same way you prepare always, but the beans, I prepare them in kind of a different way. You wash your beans up, 1 cup of beans or 2 cups of beans, whatever amount you want. You wash them thoroughly, and then you put them in a container. Plastic, not glass, plastic container. You add water to the level of the beans and add 2 inches above more water. So 2 inches above, you go 2 inches higher than the level of the beans. And then you put them in a refrigerator. You freeze them. Once you've frozen them for 24 hours, no less than 24 hours. Then you take them out to start cooking them. Why do we freeze them? It's because beans contain lots of proteins, but they also contain what we call complex starch, which is difficult to break down when we cook the beans normally. So when we freeze them, the complex starch starts to break down so that when we eat them, the starch is broken down. When it gets to the digestive system, it gets digested, and when it gets to, it doesn't get to the gut for the bacteria to use it and produce gas. So there's no complex starch when that food gets to the gut, because it's the bacteria that works on the gut, the good bacteria, it's not bad bacteria, good bacteria. As it works on the complex starch, you end up with gas. So, simple steps. Put your beans in the container. Add water 2 inches above. Put them in the refrigerator. Freeze them for over 24 hours. Take them out, and then you boil them. These ones are avoided boiled. You boil them for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And then switch it off or put them on the side. Switch off your cooker or put them on the side from your charcoal cooker and let them sit for 1 hour. Complex starch is still breaking down. You let them sit there for 1 hour. Once they have sat there for 1 hour, then you bring it back on the pot on the cooker and boil your beans like you normally boil them every time. Once they are ready, they're soft and tender, then you add your onion, your garlic, add my sea salt, add my olive oil or your vegetable cooking oil, and I'll add my vegetable cubes, which I've already crushed here, and let them saute. Saute the beans, and then add them onto the brown rice, and then mix them well. That way, you have made the beans in a nice way that they will not produce gas. So, there we go, an easy way of making a bean. So now I'm going to get on cooking these beans again. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my cooking class.